Obama says gay marriage law arrives like a thunderbolt. Barack Obama was still in his chair at the Resolute Desk in the Oval Office in 2015 when the Supreme Court, then with a different conservative liberal balance, recognized the right to marriage equality in Obergefell versus Hodges. In a recent social media post, Obama remembers that June day, recalling at the time how he cautioned that, quote, progress often comes in small increments, sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, end quote. But there are other occasions, as Obama notes, citing the federal government's codifying marriage equality by passing the Respect for Marriage Act, quote, when slow, steady effort is rewarded with justice that arrives like a thunderbolt, end quote. A student and product of the civil rights movement, especially as in practiced in America in the 1960s, Obama is deeply familiar with progress in small increments. The post says, quote, by mandating the federal recognition of the same-sex marriages, the Respect for Marriage Act brings us closer to preserving the fundamental right of every American to marry who they love. It's a landmark moment in the fight for equality and a tribute to the generations of Americans, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, neighbors and friends, whose example and advocacy have done more than any law to change hearts and minds. This is their victory and a powerful reminder that together we can continue to perfect our union, end quote. And of course, Barack Obama is still my president and will forever continually be my personal president. I don't give a care what the polls say. That's my president speaking, and he spoke wonderfully, and I just love his brilliance and how he masterfully just puts it all, after reading all of that, he just masterfully puts it all together. Like, this is what we should be focused on, you know?
Yeah.
You know, this is what brings families together. This is what brings communities together.
He was so controlled when he was in office, Jamal.
So
I mean, like,
balanced
it's
and
so
beautiful.
sad because I was so drunk throughout the Obama administration that I don't remember most of the stuff he did. Unfortunately, I got sober in 2014. So there's that. But I remember I was reading up on the defense of marriage back in 2011, you know, where he was trying to get that repealed. So I really feel that he did love our community a lot more. He just was so controlled because, of course, being the first Black president, he probably wasn't able to say most things that he wanted to say, you know? Right. Wasn't he the first person to say trans or something like that also? I can't remember exactly, but I mean, you could just tell that when he did try to speak to our community, you know, it was in little increments, you know, and this explains a lot where he would say, okay, sometimes the slow and steady wins the race kind of deal, you know? But the rest of us are like obliterated over like what, you know, what's happened to our community. But I understand what he's trying to say.
He took lots of criticism as a first-term senator for Illinois. He was not for gay marriage. He absolutely was not for gay marriage, and
even though he marched in the Pride Parade.
Yes, and exactly, and he took a lot of shit for that. And then when he started to say in his philosophy on gay marriage that I've evolved, and he started using the word evolve, that I've really committed to learning more and more and more about LGBTQ rights and the implications of the legal aspects of things like marriage. He got shit for evolving, and a whole different cadre of people just condemned him and condemned him and condemned him for the move. When he made this statement about the lightning bolt, it really, in my opinion, with the exception of Nancy Pelosi saying the finest moment of my political career is the last act that I did, the last vote that I will do. That was beautiful too.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I think is so amazing of his Thunderbolt observation is it just reminds me how much we need a Barack Obama today in 2022.
Yes.
Barack Obama had an ability, you think on their side, their leadership voices are like Ted Cruz or Mitch McConnell. Pound, pound, hate, hate, pound, hate, pound.
Yeah.
Barack Obama comes to Georgia in an incredibly important Senate race twice over the course of 3 weeks and talks about Herschel Walker in Georgia, arguing in advocacy against a black man in Georgia running for U.S. Senate, and does it brilliantly. And he does it brilliantly not because of pound and hate. He does it in joke and humor. And he humanized the situation so well that you go, oh my gosh, that's absolutely a bullseye. And Herschel Walker is defeated, and his voice and many others did it. But it was just a reminder to me, gosh, we have so much to thank Barack Obama for in our LGBTQ community, and we're searching for another one of you. And if you can help us find him or her, please,
or
Thank you.
yes,
Or they,
send them over.
or them.
Or
whatever,
Clone
whatever.
yourself.
Yes.
We need one, because for us to get out of this malaise of pound and hate, we need a Barack Obama
Yes.
or whoever
Yes,
that's.
or re-elect Obama, because Faye has not experienced Obama. So she needs to experience.
I do, but by what I remember, no president had more swag than Obama.
You
And
can't.
social media.
You can't.
All right?
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.